Yeah, my viewers, once again we are back to our YouTube channel, and today we are going to learn another form of Microsoft, that is an introduction to Microsoft Excel. Yeah, Excel is used in areas where we are subjected to calculations, in areas where we are subjected to fields of mathematics. So that is where we majorly apply Excel, and it is usually big institutions like banks to make ledger books, the petty cash books, and so on. It is used also in schools, like to make assessment records of students, in universities to enter marks of students. So the range of Excel is usually, the field of application is very big. So a step of knowing how Excel is of using Excel is usually and very important. So we shall start straight away basing on the applications. It really means that we shall interact with Excel in our days of life, for as long as we are using accounting, we are using banking, we are using schools, we are even using hospitals. In hospitals, we can use the Excel to keep the salaries of different people we have employed at a hospital. In different institutions, we apply Excel differently, but at least in every institution, Excel is used. So let's go straight away to how we shall interact with Microsoft Excel. First, as usual, you can come on your screen and you type, you look for this on the taskbar, the Windows icon, which is always indicated as Start. I tap on it. That is the first way. When I tap, I come and look for the Excel. It is always highlighted with the word Excel, or with an X. An icon with an X is always an Excel. Just like we said with Word, there is always a W, capital W there. So with Excel, it is always capital X. That is one way. Then way two is by coming on your Windows screen, rather on your desktop, and you tap Windows, that Windows. Then after tapping, you go to the search button and you type the word Excel. You type it manually, then it will bring itself there. Then after bringing itself there, you will have to double tap to open it. Like earlier, I taught the uses of a mouse and how it is used. There is right click and a left click. So I will right click to open the document, like to open the application. So this is Windows 11. Don't mind about how it is reacting. So I will come on my I either use a template depending on how I want to use a template, but let me go to a blank workbook for my further studies. So if it is a black workbook, this is how it will be presented. Yeah, so it will have a sheet. This one is called a sheet. It is numbered from 8. Actually, it does not stop numbering, so the sheet is endless. The sheet is endless once more. So these are the numbers. Like this area that is highlighted green is what we call a cell. Yeah, it's what we call a cell, and usually the cell has its position. Its position is G. We read the G on top, that is vertical, and we read the horizontal G5. So this cell is G5. This cell here is E4, and this cell down here is I13. So we name a cell using the vertical first, then the horizontal. So this is a cell. So the menu bar is what I'm highlighting. I'm pointing using my pointer. This is what we call a menu bar. It has very many items of making my work look professional. When I say I want to make my work look professional, I mean, like, I want to edit my work in all ways such that it is good looking. For example, I can interact with my keyboard, like if I put For example, if I click in this cell becomes active, and this cell is called A1. If I click in this cell, it becomes active and it becomes B2. When I say active, I mean I can do anything in that cell. For example, I can type there M. Maybe I can name it like that. For example, I can change the particulars. If I'm a class teacher somewhere entering marks, for example, this I can call it marks. I can call that marks, and this is where I will enter the marks, for example, of English, of for example, math, and here I will enter all the marks of math, and I will put, for example, the names here, the name here, for example, names. Yeah, I put the names. So that is how I can manipulate data on my on my cells. Yeah, a cell, work in a cell can be edited. For example, I can enter 86, and if I didn't want the 86, I wanted another number, I can still edit the work there and put more. So that is that. Then about these ones, we have the different ways of how we have the cell styles. For example, we have changing my text and using them very well. Those are the cell style. Then we have very many things which you will interact as long as you are using the Excel. Yeah, so with knowing these little basics, allow me appreciate you for reaching up to the end of this video. So look out for another video where I will be diving into using each and every task on the menu bar. I remain Edwin Murungi, MBCHB student, Gulu University. Thank you.